Another question. Would it be? Who would be a female Japanese vocalist that would be amazing in the Linkin Park sound? Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, rest in peace.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
One of the GOAT.
Saddest days for me was when he passed away. I'll never forget that year where it was like, or a few years where it was like Scott Weiland, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell. I was devastated. I was a huge fan of all three of them. They're like my three top favorite singers ever. Now, I've been wondering what they're going to do. Like, I thought the band was done. In my head, the band is done. There's no way they're coming back out. He's too unique of a vocalist. Even when Chester went to Stone Temple Pilots and did an album, it sounded like Linkin Park, but with a Stone Temple Pilots flavor. Because the musicians of Stone Temple Pilots are phenomenal. They're amazing music writers. But it felt like Linkin Park, but not. I don't know how to explain that, right? So anyways, the reason why we're bringing this up is because there is a rumor already starting, and we're gonna spread a new rumor for you all. we got a new rumor to add to this. So there was a rumor already being spread about a vocalist coming on. So this is coming from so Jay Gordon, frontman of Orgy, commented on the future of Linkin Park in an interview with Mike Z from U.S. radio station KCAL 96.7. All right, so this was some of the comments that he mentioned. He said, "New past for Linkin Park?" ? Jay Gordon has said, "Very, very cool guys, and obviously a great band. They've been around for a long time, and they're still going. It's going to be hard without Chester Bennington, but we'll see. I heard they have a female singer now. That's what I've heard."
What?
So, but then, however, Gordon wrote back again, adding, "Don't take my word for it. I'm not sure who the singer is going to be, but I've heard it's going to be a woman. They might try to continue that way. That should be interesting." So, and then he goes, so he kind of like backpedals. It seems like he accidentally let information slip. So I think he's telling the truth, but it's still technically a rumor. And so I want to add to this rumor on it. I want to add to this a little bit. Because Mike Shinoda is half Japanese, right?
Yeah.
He's been to Japan. He's toured with Darren Gray, right? And he knows Cold Rain. I believe Chester Bennington knew Cold Rain, some of the members. So what if it's the Japanese female vocalist?
That would be very interesting.
What about that?
Who would it be? That's another question.
Who would it be? Who would be a female Japanese vocalist that would be amazing in the Linkin Park sound? Which, by the way, I don't think you really could replace Chester at all. You might as well change the band name. Honestly, my opinion, fucking change the name.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have Mike. Mike has a unique voice in itself, you know?
Yeah.
He does have a unique voice, but I don't know.
It's so hard to say.
As a female vocalist, who would fit with Linkin Park the best?
Oh God! I mean, obviously, if they're going to go with somebody new, I think they're going to go with somebody established instead of someone new. You know what I mean? Or somebody who speaks pretty good English. Maybe Otto, perhaps.
Oh my God, Otto would be
a monkey wrench into the formula for sure.
That would be interesting. Hatsuba brings up a comment here in the chat. He says, Mike Shinoda himself said that he would be open to continue with a new vocalist. I want to add to that. And he also said he doesn't want somebody that sounds like Chester. He thinks it would be weird.
I don't want people who sound like Chester. It would just feel weird. P.S. I don't think your friend is as good as Chester. Why would I want to work with someone who is like a second-grade Chester? There are a couple of exceptions. If they are just good. I've heard people who have a little bit of that timbre with that style of voice. But if they are actively just trying to sound like Chester, then that's not going to happen.
And having a female vocalist, well, bam, that box is ticked, right?
Yep.
So
I always thought the clean vocalist from the band I Prevail, I don't know his name, but I always thought he would be a great fit because he has a very, not a similar sound to Chester because like nobody can recreate that, but he does have something along the same lines, but it's still like would fit very well.
Okay, but what Japanese female vocalist would fit with Linkin Park?
Somebody brought up in the chat right now, Lisa. Lisa would be pretty good too.
Lisa, Otto. Lisa. I would throw in Mayu.
Mayu.
In certain instances. I don't know about those high notes though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I would assume they would want to sing the old songs too. So
Tatiana from Ginger would be a fucking hell of a vocalist to join them.
That would be insane.
That's a good one.
That would be insane.
That's a good one.
But you're not Japanese.
Not Japanese, though. Okay, if we said Western or even Europe, what other vocalists outside of Japan?
What vocalist outside? Lizzie Hale?
That's a good one. Actually, that's a really good one. Lizzie Hale is a really good option. SJ Nick says, Mayu, bruh.
Bruh.
No, I do not think Mayu could cover the shoes of Chester Bennington, but you got to remember, Mike Shinoda says he doesn't want somebody that sounds like Chester Bennington, and I don't think they're going to play the old songs, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that happening too.
Courtney from Spirit Box, I don't know about that one. Maybe.
That would be very interesting. Super
Maybe.
interesting. I like her voice. I like Courtney. They should just get an AI vocalist. I mean, they could get any old guy and just throw
AI vocalist?
No. Get an actual vocalist, but just throw a Chester Bennington vocal filter on there.
Again, he doesn't
Everybody's doing it.
He doesn't want to do that, though. Mike has said he does not want to do that. He doesn't want to do any projectors of Chester or anything like that. He doesn't want that. So
Makes sense.
But he said, -1,000,000%. Love it. Love it. I'm spot on, Shinoda. The idea of doing a Linkin Park hologram thing, it's awful.
SJ Nix brings up a really good singer. I think a singer that would be a pretty good fit, which would be Brittany Slays. I think that's like a good option also. I think out of the Japanese singers, if it were to be one, because the reason why I bring up the Japanese female vocalist specifically is because the artists over there have been blowing up more so because of the internet, and him being from over there, them touring there, him mentioning having a female vocalist. I think that's kind of a trend that's starting to happen where there's a lot more female vocalists for heavy metal bands. And I mean, Japan has some of the best in that category. So, and maybe it's because they're highlighting a lot more of them over there. So that's why we're more aware of it.
I think they're definitely cooking something for sure.
Yeah.
Because recently there was a whole slew of YouTube videos of musicians collabing with Mike Shinoda for some kind of project he's doing. So,
For sure.
Yeah.
I think if they do keep the Linkin Park name, which obviously they are, I don't even know why I'm saying that. They are keeping the Linkin Park name. At least Mike is in it, and he has a strong voice in that band, and his voice is very recognizable. I just don't know how his voice will sound, contrasting between another vocalist other than Chester. That's the part I'm wondering, because Mike has a unique rapping voice, just like with 311, for example. They had a same kind of dynamic that Linkin Park did. You have a really good fucking singer, you have a really good rapper, but they could harmonize really well together. Their harmonies are some of the best. 311 has some of the best fucking harmonies I've ever heard. Ever, period. I don't care what you say. Like 311 is like, they're a very underrated band, and they have some phenomenal songs between the contrasts of those two. And same thing with Linkin Park, with Chester and Mike. The way that they could harmonize was really fucking unique, because when they would harmonize, their harmonies themselves were unique. You couldn't really replicate it. Yeah, you could do the harmony, but it's like together as a tonal source, it was just phenomenal, the way that they harmonized. If you're watching this at a later time, make sure you follow us on Twitch so you can be part of these live discussions with us.